Hello, dear friends. Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. I wanted to do a quick review on this book that was recommended to me. I actually received the download, so the digital version. I was reading it online, and I went ahead and bought a copy for a dear friend of mine so that I can pass that on. It's about 320 pages, but it's well paced, so it's easy to get through in a short period of time. And it's easy to read. It's well written, well edited, by a fellow by the name of Jack Trimpey, and it's called Rational Recovery: The New Cure for Substance Addiction. And at the top it says the revolutionary alternative to Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a very good book. It's more about bootstrapping, yourself, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, taking personal responsibility for one's addiction, whether it be alcohol or any other substance, and encouraging the reader to make the decision to abstain from alcohol. He does leave open the option for moderation, which I believe in. Myself personally, I believe in moderation as possible. However, he makes a good quote. He says, lions are difficult to keep on a leash. That's why we put them in cages. And so he's referring there to the idea that it's better to abstain completely than to try and keep an addiction on a leash, because it is like a beast. And he talks about AVRT, his own personal method that he came up with. He was an alcoholic, and he was able to quit on his own. And there's only a couple of things about this book that I do not like. His AVRT is the Addictive Voice recognition technique. And this I really like because he's talking about the importance of identifying your inner voice, our ability to speak within our minds and to recognize what your mind is speaking at any given time. This concentrated introspection, this concentrated know yourself. The famous philosophical quote from time immemorial, right? We need to hear what our minds are telling us, and this encouragement of self-introspection I really like, and he tries to draw that out with the people that he counsels by asking specific questions. And so in that sense, it's very good. I would recommend it for somebody that is struggling with alcohol or substance addiction. However, there are two things about it that I do not like and that I should bring to your attention in this short review. I'm not going to make a series of videos on it because it's not necessary, but just to review, the two things I don't like is the first is that he describes the reasons that people drink in a little too much detail. And the way I would describe it is, if you're writing a book about losing weight, for example, dieting, you're not going to go in and describe how wonderfully delicious food is. You're not going to go into all the details and say, this is just dripping with flavor, and wouldn't you like to have a nice steak right now, burger or ice cream? Or you're not going to describe all this wonderful flavors and say, no, it's not productive, right? And he goes into all the reasons that alcoholics use to drink, and they're compelling reasons, right? This is why people drink, to enjoy themselves, have a good time, and all that. So I would recommend the author. If I were ever to meet him in person, I would say that he should read Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. The reason why is that Malcolm Gladwell talks about how people can be hypnotized through the written word. And if he understood that, he would present these reasons in a negative way. Instead of saying, well, alcohol is good for your heart, it lowers your cholesterol, it does all the, he would say instead, he'd say, reason number one for drinking: you may think alcohol is good for your health, but in fact it is not good for your health. It can damage your body in this way, you know what I mean? Use the opposite reason rather than the positive reason. He lists all the positive reasons, and then at the end of it, after he's convinced the reader how wonderful drinking is, he tries to negate each reason. Well, That's kind of defeating the purpose. It's like I said, you don't describe in detail how wonderful food is and then try and get people to stay away from food. You see what I mean? That's the analogy. That's only one thing that I didn't like about the book. The second thing that I don't like about it is that he spends far too much time trying to bash Alcoholics Anonymous. This gentleman, Jack Trimpey, he's obviously either atheist or anti-Christian. He's definitely one of those two. He wants to destroy anything to do with religion, but that's fine. There's a lot of atheists that have done a lot of good work, but kind of like Madeline Murray O'Hare kind of thing. He wants to get rid of prayer in schools. He wants to get rid of anything that is related to religion because he is he's an anti-Christian, obviously, or an atheist, or both. And that's unfortunate. But that doesn't mean he can't still provide good advice to people. So, but it's similar to when the apostles were out and they were following Jesus and going around healing people and sharing the good news of the gospel. They saw some other people that were doing healings in Jesus' name, but they weren't part of that inner group. They weren't part of the apostles' group, and they pointed that out to Jesus and said, "Hey, those guys are trying to do what we're doing, but they're not part of our inner group here. Should we tell them to stop?" And Jesus said, "No." He says, "Anybody that's not against me is for me," right? And so Alcoholics Anonymous have done great good for a great many people. Why should he spend so much time trying to destroy that organization? And he is trying to destroy that organization. There's no doubt about it. He spends the last quarter of the book approximately, trying to start a legal thing to defund anything to do with Alcoholics Anonymous. He's trying to get them shut down and removed from any type of recommendations by the public institutions, whether they be prisons or hospitals or anything like that, or government-funded agencies. He is trying to get that stamped out. And that's really unfortunate because it ruins the flavor of the rest of the book, which could have been a very good book. And so, he goes off on this crusade to destroy his competition because guess what? He wants his rational recovery centers to take over and to replace Alcoholics Anonymous centers. So that's a little bit, that's the only downside with those two issues, describing a little bit too exaggerated the benefits of drinking. For somebody that is sensitive to that, they're going to be encouraged to drink even more. And he could have written that much differently if he had the skill and the knowledge from Malcolm Gladwell's book. And that's unfortunate he doesn't. And then again, secondly, that he is trying to defeat a separate organization that is trying to help people heal or recover or abstain from alcohol. He's trying to destroy that organization simply because he doesn't like the fact that they encourage people to rely on a higher power. And of course, he's against anything to do with God, and that's a shame because, if you have an organization that is doing a lot of good and helps a lot of people, of course it's not going to help everybody. Rational recovery is not going to help anybody, not going to help everybody either. So, but if you're comrades, colleagues in arms, and you're both pushing towards the same goal, why not live and let live? Why not let that organization keep doing what they're doing? Yes, they're taking a lot of funding, and yes, it might be nice to, seriously consider how much that should be promoted, and you can do it in a little way. But to absolutely trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater, I think is a little too severe and a little too anti-theistic, to say the least. I pray for this guy's soul that he would get saved somehow, because he's obviously on the road to hell, unfortunately, because he is trying to destroy Christ, and that never ends well. So God bless him. I hope he does well, but he's barking up the wrong tree in the last quarter of the book. So anyway, that's that. It's an okay book. Whether I could recommend it, I would have to say, I don't know. It's 50-50, right? I mean, it depends. But I want to cut this short God bless you. Thank you for watching. I love you very much. I just wanted to do a quick review on this particular book that was recommended by a dear friend, and it can be helpful. I'm sure it can help some people, but it needs to be redone. Probably if there's a second version of it, or a updated version down the road, I suppose it could be helpful. When was this published? This was published in 1996. 27 years old. So it's 27 years old. It's due for it should be shortened and more concise, modified, and a lot left out, in my opinion. It's 300 and some pages. Should be about 200 pages, and it would be, with those minor modifications, it could be a great book. It's unfortunate that I can't give it a wholehearted recommendation, but there you go. So in the comments, in the description below, I'm going to take out the most salient points, the most encouraging points that I thought had value, and share them with you, so that you can see some of these points, and hopefully that would be an encouragement to you, or people that you know that may be struggling with substance addiction. So there you go. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Hope to talk to you again soon. I don't think I'm going to be posting too much in August, because I'm having such a great time enjoying the weather, and enjoying the sunshine, and getting out and going for walks. So I haven't been really focusing on making too much YouTube videos, but we'll see what happens, and I'll play it by ear. So I'm not holding myself to any particular schedule on posting videos lately, as you can tell. But that's okay. I'll still be around trying to study and learn different things, and if I find something interesting, I will go ahead and try and share it with you, as I did with this particular book. So thank you again for watching. I love you very much. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're happy. I hope you're being able to spend time with people you love. And I saw a great quote today. Somebody wrote and said that don't think about whether they're good times or bad times. He said, we make the times. He says, you have yourself the time of your life, and make it a good time. He said, we make the times, right? So if you're able to spend time with your family, people you love and care about, and stay away from too much negative news, these are the best of times, right? Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon, okay? Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now. Hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.